Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Rock Your Comeback podcast. And this is the New Year's episode because you're going to make resolutions this year. And the chances are by February 20th, you're going to be in the same position as December 20th because resolutions on their own don't work. But I'm going to give you an entire podcast that will help you create a year where you feel like the most favorite version of you. I really used to use the catchphrase best version of you, but at the end of the day, I don't want these high standards to keep you from making progress and to keep you feeling like you're sliding back down. I want you to think of a time in your life where you were just a really great version of yourself, a really magnetic version of yourself, a version of yourself that was very full of life or very passionate. Whatever that means, when you think of favorite version of yourself, I want you to think back to that time. When we're making New Year's resolutions, we make a lot of mistakes because a lot of times we set big, lofty goals and our body and our minds are not caught up to those big, lofty goals because the reality is maybe we don't believe we're somebody who does that. Maybe we don't believe we're somebody who's even consistent enough to do that. Maybe we believe that we're somebody who always falls off the bandwagon. We've tried this diet a million times. We've tried to get into this a million times. And somewhere along the way, everything just stops. And sometimes we don't even notice that it stops, right? We're just like flopping around like fish and we're like, oh wait, it's been 3 weeks since I said that I was going to do something and then actually did it. So I want to simplify resolutions, and we're not even going to call them that. We're going to call them tiny shifts. We're going to simplify tiny shifts that you can make in the new year that are going to change your life. And I promise you that if you do these, they will. I have a million courses over in the Comeback Club. It is still up for a free month. So if you want to get in on the last bit of an opportunity to jump in on the Comeback Club for a free month, this is your last opportunity. I have a million classes on shifting your identity, on manifesting just about anything you could manifest. I have an entire 7-hour course called the Comeback Course. So if you need help in your life, you want to step into your power, you want to be the person that you say you want to be, that is a perfect place for you. So I will drop the link in the show notes so that you can come join us. We have a great time. We do live Q&As once a month. We do pep talks weekly. We have journal prompts every Monday, and a brand new masterclass every single month. Let's talk about the tiny shifts you're going to make. One of the tiny shifts, like we talk a lot about confidence, but we don't talk about what confidence is. Confidence is the ability to trust that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. It's your ability to trust yourself to make decisions. It's the ability to trust yourself in general. And how do we build trust? We make tiny promises and we keep them. So instead of making a grand New Year's resolution of working out 2 times a day for 45 minutes each or whatever the 75 hard bullshit is, where you're probably going to fall off in 3 days unless you truly can see yourself completing that and you truly have organized your life and time in a way that is reflective of that. Let's make a tiny choice today. Let us think about where you would like to see yourself this month. This month. What is something that would add tremendously to your life if you did it? What is something that would bring you joy or vibrancy in your life if you did it? I've been taking a lot of side quests lately, and that's been very fun. I was just in the background. I was an extra in a Netflix show. But I also just sometimes will pick up interest in things. So I started writing a nonfiction book or a fiction book this year. I write a lot of nonfiction books, but I was playing and trying out a fiction book. Things that are going to bring you joy just for the sake of bringing you joy. There are things that are going to make you more successful. There are things that are going to make you wealthier. There are things that are going to make you happier. There are things that are going to make you hotter. Whatever that is for you, like what if you were to just add one tiny thing to your life and be intentional about it in your day, what would it be? I saw somebody in one of the membership portals. They were saying that they wanted to speak positively about their life. And I was like, ooh, like having that intention every day to just, as I'm speaking, as people are asking me how things are going, or how I am, or how my relationship is, or how things are with the kids, that I'm really speaking positive and speaking life into my life. So I love that. Or speaking positively about other people. I think a lot of people have that under wraps. I don't feel like there's as much gossip. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I feel like just talking positively about people when they're not around, even if other people are talking negatively. So I love that as like a daily intention and goal, I mean, that's just going to make you magnetic. That's going to make you just very energized. So we can do small things. What is something that would tremendously add to your life, even if it's just a little thing, if you did it for 10 minutes or less a day? When we make smaller commitments to ourselves, we are so much more likely to keep them. When we make grandiose commitments or resolutions that feel so far outside of who we are and who we have been, it is going to be a lot harder to stay on track. So, first things first, small. Small is good. Small is achievable. And when we can get to achievable, then we can build on achievable. But we have to create conditions around what we are. Like, okay, so you're going to talk about speaking positively. What is the intention you're setting in the beginning of the day? How are you going to measure that? How are you going to monitor that? If you're talking about working out, how are you going to do that? What's your plan? What's your plan for days that you're super busy? Where in your schedule? When we can get the practicals in there too, it's really important. I'm a big believer in intention, but I'm also a big believer in action. And I'm also just a big believer in like getting really honest with yourself about, is this goal truly in alignment or is this societal pressure? Because that's the other thing too. Resolutions are often societal pressure of us. Like we're in Ozempic culture right now, and I don't care who you are, you're seeing it. You're seeing celebrities who were healthy weights, emaciated. We're getting societal pressure from everywhere to be more, do more, be more successful, hustle more, get skinnier, eat less, eat healthier. Like there's so much pressure, but I want you to really tune into yourself and see like what is actually yours? What is actually something that's important to you, and not because you feel like you're lacking, but because you feel like it would be fun or you feel like it would be important. Like what is most important to you right now? So getting clear, and you can do this by reflecting. Sometimes we have to look back, and sometimes we have to look back to move forward. A lot of times we look back and we stay looking back and then we lose our power in the now moment. But I want you to reflect on, what are you proud of this year? What went well? What is something that you did say you were going to do and you did it? If the only thing you did this year was survive, that's cool too. Like that's okay too. But I want you to be thinking about, okay, so what have I learned about myself that works for me or doesn't work for me? Get clear and clear the energy. Please clear the energy. I beg of you. Clear the energy going into a new year. I already feel like this energy of the new year's start off to a slow start. So clear the energy of the new year. Get a brand new, fresh start. Set your intentions today. Let it be new. Let it be exciting. Let it give you a buzz in your chest. But double check that the goals that you're setting for yourself truly do feel that in your body, that you truly can see that for yourself, that it's not so far out your realm of belief about who you are and what you're capable of that you're setting yourself up for failure. Again, small goals, small steps are just as important as making big, lofty ones. Prioritizing, making sure that you're prioritizing yourself this year, because we can't really make change. I am a really big believer that the only change we can make can come when we drop into the present moment and we're intentional about who we are and what we want, how we want to live our life, right? Everything that needs to be done that can be effective for your future has to happen now. It has to happen in the now moment. There is no other time. There's no other time but now. There's no future. There's no past. It's all just different moments in the now. It's a future now or a later now. But in this moment, this is where you can make changes. This is where you can prioritize yourself. And I'm a firm believer, you've heard me say this a million times, that you're either intentionally creating your life or you're just reacting and responding to it. You're either intentionally creating your life or you are just reacting and responding to it. And if you're reacting and responding to it, then you are just going to create more of the same that you already have. And if that is perfect and well and fine, that's great. If you're like me and you always like a little bit of growth or a little bit more magic or a little bit more like, what else can I get into? What else can I do? Then it's a perfect time to think about, okay, what's important to me today? How do I want to move through? I'm a huge, huge girl for like manifesting and deciding how you want to feel. I think that is the most important thing that you can manifest and decide. I think that deciding how you want to feel is an absolute game changer, and doing everything in your power to feel that way is a game changer. Prioritizing what's important to you. If not, you're just reacting and responding. If you're not taking 5 to 10 minutes a day to really check in with yourself, how you're feeling, what you need, I don't know about you, but I wake up different every day. Some days I have a ton of energy, and some days I'm like, I just didn't sleep right. You know, I'm like, I'm getting closer and closer to 40. So like, there's days where I woke up and I'm like, I like my shoulder hurts, for what? Nobody knows. Every day is different. So when you wake up different every day, you have to like tune in with yourself and, okay, what do I need today? What is helpful? What is going to be helpful for me today? I have some non-negotiables in my life. I work out every single day, not because of any particular body goal, even. It's just how I clear my energy. So if I'm not going to do anything, I'll at least do a 20 to 30 minute yoga or Pilates, like if I do nothing else. So prioritizing and then building something you can believe in, building a belief about yourself that you are somebody who does that. That is just as important as actually doing the thing, is believing you are somebody who does that. You have to be willing to believe that you are somebody who is the person you say you want to become. Because if it feels so disconnected and distant from you, you're not going to see the change. It's not going to do what you want it to do. Your beliefs matter, and they're guiding your lives, and they're guiding your mood, and they're guiding your actions. So if you at the core level of believing this don't believe you can actually have, be, or do it, it's not going to work out for you. And you know what? I want it to work out for you in 2026. I really do. I really believe that you can be the person you say you want to become. But you have to get really honest with yourself about how you prioritize your time. Where does your focus go? Where does your energy go? How you spend your time is how you spend your life. And in the age of technological addiction, right? Doom scrolling, binge watching Netflix, like in the age that normalizes pouring all of your time into something that adds up to nothing. We have to reclaim our power, and we have to take our power back. I'm not saying never doom scroll, and I'm not saying never watch Netflix, but take your power back, take your creativity back, take your motivation and your ideas and the things that bring you life, because at the end of the day, what we have is the things that make us feel most alive. And if we're not incorporating any of the laughter and the fun and the silliness and the dance parties into our life, then that's on us. I think a lot of people are waiting for the world to rescue them. They're waiting for a partner or a situation to change so that they feel better and they have more fun and they feel more intentional about being alive. But you have to do that for yourself. You have to be willing to do that for yourself. You have to be willing to make your life fun. You have to be willing to make your life interesting. And if you're sitting around waiting for somebody else to do it for you because you're out of ideas, then go on Pinterest and look up ideas. Okay? There are a million things to do. There are a million things to try. There are a million activities. There's Groupons, there's groups, there's networking events, there's free stuff all the time. There's free festivals. There's something at all times that you could be doing that is going to infuse your life with the richness that we're all craving right now. But only you can do that. And if you're sitting around waiting for somebody else to do that, you're going to be waiting forever. And you're going to let another year pass where you didn't do the shit you said you were going to do, because you're waiting for somebody to bring whimsy into your life when you got to create your own fucking whimsy. This is the season where things get to change for you. And you know what? Fuck a date on the calendar. Fuck a date on the calendar. Your life gets to change at any given moment. If you want to change on the 17th of January at 12:02 a.m., you can. You can change your entire life from that moment forward. It's a decision, an intention, and an energy followed by action. And you can do it at any time. So if you're walking into this new year and you just got off a hard season, you might need a little more rest time. And if you're not ready to go on January 1st, that's totally fucking fine. Some people aren't. I have a lot of friends who are going through grief right now. They've lost a loved one. They have found out health news that was unfortunate. There's a lot that happens in our worlds, and nobody is immune to it. But when you're ready, it doesn't matter if it's January 1st. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning of a month. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday. You can start over at any given moment of any given day. And you can start fresh, and you can start deciding for yourself, and you can start being intentional about your time and energy, and you can start believing and being willing to believe that you are somebody who does the shit they say they're going to do. But the power is yours, and the power is in the now. And the power is in you getting intentional about who you are in the world. And until you take your power back, until you decide how you're going to use your time and your focus, like your resolutions aren't going to fucking matter because you're going to be in the exact same situation in February 20th as you were on December 20th. It is the everyday intentionality about how I'm going to live my life. It is your non-negotiables with yourself about the things you must do that bring joy or bring energy. It is the willingness to take really fucking good care of yourself and prioritize yourself, even when you're a mom, even when you're a wife, even when you're working two jobs, to find any nugget of time to create nourishment in your body, mind, body, and spirit, to surround yourself with people who make you believe that things are possible, because that's just as important as doing anything. Being around the right people who make you believe in bigger things for yourself, who believe in you when you don't believe in yourself, who hold faith for you. That's something I love to do for my clients. I hold hope and I hold faith for them all the time. I see their potential. I see what they can have. I see what they can be. I see what they can do. And I get to like hold their hand and walk them to that. There's no better feeling than when they reconnect with that faith and hope in themselves and they're like, wait, I see it. There's no better feeling. So this season is about you treating yourself like somebody you care about, treating yourself like someone you know, talking to yourself like somebody you care about, talking to yourself like somebody you know, somebody you love, somebody who's important to you. If you think that your negative self-talk isn't blocking you in every way, shape, or form, but you can give that up, but it comes with being intentional. And it comes with being willing to start to say new things. And you might have to listen. I listen all the time to subliminals. I listen all the time to affirmations, rampages, manifestation rampages, because I like new ideas in my mind. Because otherwise, my go-to is to go to other ones that didn't serve me, ones that stopped me, ones that kept me small. So sometimes we have to introduce other people's voices in our heads, other people's ideas in our heads, so that we have something else to pull from other than the old bullshit that's keeping you stuck and small and stagnant. So turn on an affirmation video, do a meditation. I love High Frequency Guru on YouTube. There's a bunch of rampages, and sometimes while I'm getting ready, I'll listen while I walk through the grocery store. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where or how. It's just doing it. Giving yourself new things to think about because you're fucking wonderful and you deserve good things. And the world is your oyster. And it's time for you to claim it. Like, it's time for you to go after what the fuck you want, but you have to make it manageable and you have to do it in a way that is in alignment with you. And you have to make sure the things that you want, because I know I've changed so much in the last 3 years. You have to make sure that the things that you think you want are still the things that you actually want. The things that you're working towards, you have to make sure they still resonate. You have to make sure they still light a fire in you, because I'll tell you what, that embodiment piece, that piece of like feeling connected to that potential is just as important as the belief itself. Seeing yourself in that life, seeing yourself in that version of you, seeing yourself as a passionate, alive, vibrant person. It matters. It's all adding up all the time. It's all adding up, and it's all going to keep adding up in the new year. And if you need help, I have the Comeback Club still free for right now. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to change it, 27 after, but I am so excited for a year with you. I have 2 more spots on my January list for one-on-one work. If you are interested, please shoot me a DM. If you have questions, we can chat about it. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for another year together, and I'm so excited to see what comes in this new year. Happy 2026. Bye.